Here come your Rockets!
All right, welcome to this week's show. Coach Courtney, the Hall of Famer, is the only guy I have here today.
Stuck with me.
Slim pickings for this week. They're getting the field ready. A little special paint on the field, I guess, for homecoming. It got so late, all the players done screamed out of home, man.
Yeah, with homecoming and powder puff tomorrow and everything, it's made today a little bit hectic.
Coach, there's a lot going on. Really, we've just come off a fall break.
Right.
I've been out of sync. We didn't have the Monday show two weeks in a row.
It's hard to find time. There's a lot going on.
When you get out of your routine, things just seem to get crazy. But we're back here, and we're back on Mark here with our show presented by Whitetail Properties. That's the Mark Williams land team here in Marion, Kentucky. And in partnership with Par 4 Plastics, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Colonel Ag, Farmers Bank and Trust, H&H Home and Hardware, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance. By the way, it makes me think of, watch the press next week. We've got somebody that has associated with Johnson's Furniture and Appliances, built his own plane. You may have seen some of it on Facebook. Been out checking that out. I have a story in the paper next week about that. It's really pretty fascinating. KB Pharmacy, USA Mortgage, that's Derek Myers. Maybe he'll shoot off a bunch this week like he did last week out there with the booms after the touchdowns. C-Plant Federal Credit Union, attorneys Bart Frazier and Kobe Evans in Marion, Kentucky. Riley Tool Machine. Todd will be back, voice of the Rockets. He was gone last week. He'll be back this week. In fact, Friday before the game, he is going to be recognized as a distinguished alumnus. Pretty significant honor. He's one of the two this year that are going in. Radon Chandler is the other one. So that'll be at a luncheon on Friday. So he'll be hyped up for the game. We know that. So Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub, and under new ownership there with Jansen James, a Crittenden County native. YTG Insurance, Tanner Tabor. Hodges Sports and Apparel. It's hunting season, folks. Stop by Hodges. Only place in town you can buy a hunting license and get the real piece of paper. And Full Body Fitness, Serena Dickerson. Coach, we're going to kind of set the stage here. I mean, obviously we play Mayfield this week. It's homecoming. Lots of stuff going on. Mayfield comes into this tied now at number 4 with Murray, two teams in our district. And Mayfield comes in at 4-2 with a couple of uncharacteristic losses. I mean, the loss to Paducah Tillman, that game is always a battle. But opened the season with a loss to Graves County. And we'll talk just in a bit about that. First of all, we want to go back because we didn't have the Monday show this week. We want to get back and take a look at that 49-0 shutout over Ohio County. Coach, can you believe it's been 38 games since we had a shutout?
Honestly, yeah, I kind of can. It seems like when we get in situations to do it, we just always blow it. So we kind of always talk about it. And we make a big deal about it to our younger guys because sometimes it feels like we just go out there and we're just kind of, just happy to be out there or maybe in shock to go out there. But I thought we did a really good job this week coming out there, and I was really proud of the younger guys and the older guys for cheering those younger guys on and staying in the game.
You mentioned that after in the interview after the game that we posted on YouTube. But you had some remarkable plays there. They were knocking on the door, getting ready to score, and then Davis the fumble, and Davis Perriman scores his first touchdown of his career as a varsity player. And I'm gonna tell you, I was watching him, and I kept thinking, well, they're getting ready to get him. He's going down. But he was high stepping, and
he got in there.
85 yards to the house, He said he was gassed.
We need to run more.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But anyway, that was quite a win and exciting. We want to talk about some of the players of the game that really stood out to you. The players of the game are selected by the coaching staff each week, and we put them in the article that we have online and in the paper. But Caden Travis, he was a defensive player of the week, and the lineman of the week. Great performance. Out of him.
That's pretty uncommon, really. And there were some guys defensively that played really well, but we just thought he played so good either way. We just had to do it. Defensively, he set the tone from the very beginning. He was flying around from the first snap. And, I don't know how much he played, but, a half a game or so with those statistics was really flying around everywhere, and especially from a defensive end. And we really wanted to make him one-dimensional and stop the run, and he was a big part of that. And then when they passed it, he's back there with pressure or sack. So just thought he single-handedly really affected the game defensively. And offensively, we thought that he played really well up front too. So, that just shows how good we felt like he played, because it's not usually – if it's close, we'd want to give it to two people to recognize as many kids as we can. But we felt like he dominated so much in most spots that we had to.
I don't remember the last time I don't remember a time.
Honestly, I'm not sure either. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But with eight tackles, total tackles, three tackles for loss, including a sack. We had 4 sacks in that game. In fact, we had, of all the plays in that game that Ohio County ran, just over half we threw them for a loss.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job just up front, staying our gaps, blitzing and showing different twists and stuff. Just really did a good job executing and getting into gaps, which caused negative plays. Just kind of one of our strengths of our defense, I think, if we can get into space, we can kind of use our speed a little bit. We're not very big, but we were able to get into some creases, and a lot of guys make some plays in the backfield.
I thought their punter was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was a good guy. I don't want to be derogatory, but they'd probably been better off to punt on first down. They wouldn't have lost as many yards, because every time they run a play, they'd lose 4 yards. But anyway, Quinn Summers is just getting better week after week. He's your offensive player of the week. He was 13 for 16, very efficient, 253 yards. He's one of the best we've ever had.
Yeah, already, quickly. I've said a lot about him. I don't really know what else to say, except he's just really good. He can do everything. Intelligence, can make any throw. He can run the ball. He's good under pressure. He's good if you give him time. They're very smart, calling out defense. If we need to make checks, just anything you want out of a quarterback, he's done it. We've been extremely impressed. Like I've said many times, we knew he'd be really good, but how good he is was so fast, and then just to grow off of it, just the sky's the limit for him. Seems to get better every week, and just really, really good.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a second-generation Rocket. Yeah. His dad, Aaron Summers, was a very good football player. He was a kicker and played linebacker, defensive end type. And was a really good baseball player too. And then his mom was a good basketball player, Dawn Stone. She was, and she could shoot the lights out of it too. And that's an athletic family. T.K. Guess, who's been one of the best players we've ever had, same family. So good lineage, good pedigree, and man, he's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing great.
So you had a new guy. Michael Porter was your special teams player of the week. We had him on the show here the other day.
Yeah, did a really good job on kickoff. Just flying down there and on other special teams too. Just he's a senior that always does the right things. He's playing in there at corner some, but plays a lot of special teams for us, and we just really value that and value him. If it's scout team, if it's going in there to play on Friday, if it's backing up and cheering on his teammate, if it's playing kickoff, he's just all in on whatever we need him to do. Just really a pleasure to coach, and was really glad to give him the opportunity, and for him to earn that special teams player, I was really proud of him.
Yeah. I know you have a board there where you come in your office and it's got your weekly goals in each game that you want to hit these benchmarks. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, one of them is holding the other team to X number of yards. I can't remember, isn't it? Or
No.
It used to be on
It used
there.
to be,
Okay.
yeah. We used to have. Now, defensively, under 100 yards rushing is always our number one goal.
Well, you held them to 46 rushing and 42 total yards. So they lost 4 when they went to the air.
Yeah.
And not, again, I'm not laughing. They played hard. But man, we put it on them, and I heard a lot of people, a few people who were the first time they'd been to a football game this year.
Yeah,
the weather was great that night.
It was. It was nice night.
And it was a
young Rocket
break.
night.
Yeah, a lot of people were out there first time, and I've heard a lot of people say, "Man, we're a pretty good football team." You look at our record, you may not know.
We are a pretty good football team. We just play a lot of really good football teams too. Our record's not going to show, but we're getting better all the time. We really are. I've been really impressed with how much better we're getting improving all the time. I look at film, and from the beginning to where we are now, we're making great improvements. Really, really good. So I've been really extremely proud. That's really the landmark of, to me, a good team, or what we're chasing every year. Just how much better can we get each week, and how close can we get to our potential? Because there's always going to be a top end, and we're getting close to our potential every week. That's what you want to see. Not underachieving. This team's not underachieving at all. Playing really well for what we have, and that's not a slight to us, but that's just the honest truth of it. We're playing towards the top end of what we need to be doing. We're right there with top 3-4 teams in the state. With the Murray game could show that. So I'm extremely proud to coach this team. It could be frustrating as coaches and players to have the record. We all want to win, and we put a lot into it to win. But I've been proud of the way we've been playing, honestly.
Yeah, that Murray game could have gone the other way on a dime.
Yeah.
And now you talk about good teams, and here we're going to have another one roll in here for homecoming. Everybody says, why in the world are we playing Mayfield on homecoming? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, if we're going to be, my take, if that's going to be a deterrent for us to win a football game, we're probably not going to win very many. You know what I mean? If we're that worried about that kind of stuff, and then that takes precedent over us winning, we're probably going to get our heads caved in no matter what. So I just don't put a whole lot into that. To me, it's just kind of hypes it up more. It's going to have more people in the crowd. It just makes it a bigger scene. And like I said, if that's a factor, then we don't deserve to win.
Yeah. Well, they are a pretty good football team. We're going to come back after the break here and take a look at the Mayfield Cardinals and what they bring to bear this year. We'll be right back after we hear from some of our partners and meet some of our Rocket players.
Mitchell Brown, freshman kicker, Mattoon, Kentucky.
Connor Poindexter, freshman, the JV quarterback, Marion, Kentucky.
Camden Nash, freshman, invert, Marion, Kentucky.
Dalton Murray, sophomore, wide receiver, Marion, Kentucky.
All right, we're back. We appreciate those sponsors who help bring you all that we do for Rocket football. And it's nice to visit with our players. Appreciate Allison Evans, my wife, put that together with the guys, kind of a la NFL Monday Night Football thing, and they had a lot of fun doing it. I'd say next year we'll come up with something else and make it even better. But let's take a look at Mayfield. They rolling here at 4-2. They're 1-0 in the district. They've already beaten Caldwell County. They beat them before an open week last week. Beat Caldwell County 47-14. And like I said, they lost early to Graves County 35-28. Coach, that's probably the only time in history they've lost to Graves County. Maybe going back, maybe one other time.
Yeah, I don't honestly. I'm not that familiar with that matchup.
I can't remember one off the top of my head, and they may have. Graves has had some decent teams, but I think Mayfield is probably won all them. That was probably the first time. But I'll see if I can find that out. It'd be interesting to know. But then, they've wiped out about everybody else. Hopkinsville and McCracken County. Beat McCracken, a team, common opponent. Beat them 35-21, fairly close game.
Good game.
You look at their scores and the fact they've lost a couple of games, you think, well, is Mayfield down? They're not down.
Yeah.
They're not down. They're still a very, very good football team. We're going to see them. And they're going to play us this week and then Murray next week. So they're in their end of their district over the last few, and they'll close out the season with Christian County. But let's talk a little bit about what you expect out of them. I'm sure they run the same old pro-style type of offense. Mostly is what they run.
Offensively, they'll run a lot of different personnel groups, a lot of different formations, like fullback, tight ends type stuff, at least one in with the back, but also go spread stuff as well, just kind of whatever personnel they have in, and seems to be kind of week to week or or maybe who's healthy and things like that. But they like to run the football. They can throw the football. They're pretty balanced, big and physical up front. Running back's only a sophomore, but I believe he's already around 1,000 yards. A guy that really good, productive player. Got two really nice receivers, and really three, 15, 1, and 9. All three really nice receivers. 15 and 1 just kind of get the ball more. It seems more opportunity than 9, but all really nice players. Were nice players for him last year as well. So, just really good offensively. I think probably best their physicality. I think is the number one thing you got to match from them, and then you got to be able to handle those receivers out wide.
Yeah, those receivers you mentioned, Hoover, Kirby, and Torres, and they're all juniors, so you're going to have to deal with them again next year.
Is Hoover a junior?
Yeah, and at least that's what I've got.
Yeah, that's probably right. I didn't realize it.
And all of them have over 200 yards receiving, or at 250 or more. It's a couple of them approaching 400, and combined 10 touchdowns. And the quarterback Gray Robbins is 11, number 11. He's just sophomore, and 1,013 yards, 10 touchdowns, five interceptions. So that ratio is not real good, but he's I think number 9 in the state in passing yards per game in 2A, Class 2A. They always have a good kicker. They got Owen Bird. He's perfect this season on point answers and made half of his 2 field goals, so he's missed 1. But on defense, what are you seeing out of them there? Number 27, Carter Morris, is kind of their top tackler.
Yeah, they're 2 linebackers. Morris and Williams are, I believe that's right, 7 and 27, or is it 29?
Yeah, 27 is Carter Morris. Ian Williams, 7.
Yeah, those 2 guys that stand out on film. Their whole box, honestly, is as good as you're going to see in high school football. Their front 6, their D-line, and those 2 backers. And play another kid, kind of linebacker 2 and 32. He's a good player too. But their box is just extremely strong. Just really good getting after the passer, really good at stopping the run. If you watch them, it's hard to run that ball in there against that front. I don't care who you are. They've been really successful stopping the run, and then kind of get you in passing situations and then once you get in those, when they make you one-dimensional, it's really tough to throw the ball on them as well. So we'll have our hands cut out for us. There's no doubt about it. But the leader part of that defense is going to be the interior.
What do you see? There's no secret we don't run the ball a whole lot.
Right.
We're very pass heavy when you look at our stats. Now there's been some games we've run the ball more than others, but what do you anticipate they're going to try to do with us defensively? They're going to try to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback right now?
I think they do a really good job mixing it up. I think they'll give you a few different looks based on their defense. And I think they'll mix it up. I think they'll give you light boxes, heavy boxes. I think they'll bring a lot of pressure in different ways. But really what they do just in general, because they're so hard to block, even if they just bring 3, it can still be a problem for you because they're so good. But I think they're Mayfield, and they'll do what they do and just mix it up and run their stuff.
That Murray game in the third quarter, it just seemed like our receivers had a lot more trouble getting separation than they have a lot of other times this year. And I'm sure they've taken a look at that and seeing, the way you guys share film now,
right?
You see just about everything.
Yeah, you pretty much get everything.
You get the last 2 games.
Right.
And I think you're supposed to now.
Yeah, that's still what we get, but then
there's ways.
Yeah,
there's ways and means in it. I mean, most people see a lot more film now. And now with the advent of YouTube and Facebook, I mean, you can get all.
There's films everywhere.
You can get all you want.
Yeah.
And I know you look at all you can find.
Yeah,
that's the way you do it.
Much, yeah.
You do your homework. Mayfield is historically, obviously their series record with everybody is pretty
very lopsided.
Very lopsided, very distinctive. I forget how many state championships they've won. We quit counting a long time ago, and they've been there in a championship many more than that. And a very storied program, as we know. But over the years, I do not think anyone has ever beaten them twice in one season, and we've beaten them twice historically in the history of football. When we beat them both your senior year. 2008. Wasn't it? 2008
season.
And we beat them twice that year, beat them in the regular season, and then beat them in the playoffs. So And then since then we've played them 4 times and we've lost all 3 of those. But there have been there was a pretty good game in 2009.
Yeah, the next year.
The
really
next
good
year
game.
after that, it was a pretty close ball game. 20. I was just looking here at my scores. 31-28. We lost that one.
We were up big going in the fourth quarter in that game, if I remember correctly.
In 2009.
Just kind of fell apart on us.
So 08 was your junior year.
No, it was my senior year. Yeah,
okay.
And 09
junior
was the next year. Yep, I was JD and Dylan Clark and Aaron Berry. Really good team. Really, the core of the 08 team was really the juniors. We only had 3 seniors that year, so pretty.
I remember another game. I'm looking on these scores. Probably that 04 game there we played them. It was 35-28. Would that have been Shantae Moss?
That's Shantae, and that was Austin and
Austin,
TK. And their junior year, really, really good game. Started with like a double pass or something to start the
Shantae,
game.
I think, down the sideline.
TK threw it to Shantae. Yeah, I was there as a kid. I remember it. Brad Hart, I think.
Al Starnes wanted always go into the game with a little wrinkle up first. He
First
was
play.
He was punch you in the nose if you could.
Yeah.
And if not, back off, play no condition.
Yeah.
Run it off in, run it off tackle.
Right.
The rest of the way.
Yeah.
But you ever think about maybe doing that? Well, you've done it a time or two.
Yeah, we do it every now and then. I don't really, just whatever Coach Berry's comfortable with as far as those things. I let him do. I throw ideas, and I think it's good to sometimes have those wrinkles. But we're more, we're nothing like he was. It was weekly a lot of times. It seemed like, or anytime there was a big game, we're going to start with a halfback pass, a double pass, a flea flick, or something. We're going to have something for him, which I loved as a player. I think it was great.
Coach Starnes was good about coming in, just drawing up something like that. Coming up with something. Yeah. I'll never forget is back when TK and Austin were playing. I mean, he would be over there almost like with a stick in the dirt, drawing something up. I remember playing Metcalfe County one time, and it was just like he was just making stuff up and tell him, and of course those two
could go execute it.
Yeah, and they would do it.
Yeah,
I'll never forget one night I was walking down there, and I said, it wasn't work. So whatever we doing wasn't working. I just walked by him and I said, throw middle screen to TK.
Yeah.
Well, the next he looked at me and it was like, yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. Only time I've ever called a play in rugged football.
Yeah.
And the next play he did it, and TK got crunched in the ribs on the play, and he didn't play the next 3 games.
Oh my gosh! Was that at Metcalfe?
Yeah, I
remember him getting hurt at Metcalfe.
Yeah, I think it starts as I'll never listen to you. So we've got, again, Mayfield coming in here this week, and if you want to watch, they have a pretty interesting YouTube show, have a great show, the commentators, and they're going to be set up here, and they're bringing their gear, and that's at Red Helmet Sports. You can find them at Red Helmet Sports on YouTube, and I think they're also on Facebook. And they do a little pregame show, I think, of every week.
I'm not 100% sure. I've watched it several times in game, but never the pregame stuff.
So a lot going on this week. I know the Class 85 is coming in. They'll be in the end zone down there.
Okay.
A lot of the old football players from the championship team. The class of 1974 is having their 50th class reunion down in the end zone. They're all going to be tailgating down there. So a lot going on. Go down and mingle and visit with some of them. Have some fellowship for the game. Homecoming coronation of the King and Queen. Do you know what time that's starting exactly? It's usually 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be at 6:30. We'll
6:30.
Yep.
And you can see who those Queen candidates are in this week's Crittenden Press, and we'll follow up with a nice big layout for them next week as well in the newspaper. Go Fan for the tickets.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And anything else for this week, Coach? What's the injury report coming into this game?
Let's see.
Hey, if you can't think of it, that's pretty good.
I think we're about as healthy as we've been. Yeah. I think we've got everybody back. Yeah, pretty well everybody.
All right. Well, come out Friday night and watch Crittenden County take on Mayfield. This is a very important game. For us to have home field advantage, we're going to have to
you got to get 2 of them.
You got to get this one and then the Caldwell game. So it's a very important game for the playoffs. Come on out, a lot riding on the games, homecoming, festive atmosphere. Obviously, there'll be some smoke in the air. I think probably some chicken wings or something on the grill down there. So come out and enjoy some Rocket football. It's going to be a little nip in the air. It's been crisp this week.
Yeah.
And the guys,
football weather.
the guys love it when it gets like this, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. I do. It just feels more like football about now. This is about the time when football feels like it starts to me. So.
Yeah. Well, come out and get some of that good feeling on Friday night. Come out early because they're going to crown the homecoming king and queen right before the game. So be in your seat and be ready to see the pageantry before and watch them do some battle on the football field starting at 7 p.m. Thank you, Coach Courtney.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week.